that he talked about going to the Cape County Commission meeting. We're trying to get eyes on everybody, and that's one of the things we as citizen lobbyists have to do, is to get eyes on everybody. Because in Chaffee, did you know this? They wrote an ordinance in that town that says you cannot put a small plastic doghouse in your backyard without a permit. Can you believe that? Well, it's not true. But you didn't know that, did you? And you didn't know that because we don't have eyes on Chaffee's or whoever in the Cape County's various local boards and city councils. Now, I'll give you a real-world example that Mark Harder told me about in Baldwin, Missouri. They signed up for some new housing codes. All right, they all sounded pretty benign, no big deal. We're just going to upgrade them a little bit, you know, bring them into the 21st century. That's great. So they signed them. About 3 weeks later, they got a call from one of their builders in the area and said, "Well, if you're going to stick with these building codes, every house we build is going to cost about $60,000 more than this." And guess where those housing codes came from? I'll give $1 trillion to somebody that can.
United Nations.
21. Huh?
21.
Agenda 21.
Mm-hmm.
Good answer.
Is that $1 trillion coin?
Here's $1 trillion bill for you.
That's what I need to know. Zimbabwe.
Yeah, it'll fit right in there. Yeah. So, you know, they quickly rescinded that ordinance change, but unless we've got eyes on these people that are, you know, looking out for these kind of things and staying informed, I can't possibly be informed in everything, and neither can Jason, neither can Holly, neither can David. So we need to work together to try to keep an eye on these things so that we can put the kibosh on them when it needs to be done. And these guys in Baldwin weren't trying to do anything wrong. They were trying to do what they felt was right, but they screwed up royally, didn't they? So if you can at all, when you sign up, you know, you don't have to necessarily come to all of our steering committee meetings, but if you can go to some of these committee meetings and council meetings and so forth, and then report back what's going on, so we can, you know, let them, you know, help them and work with them to point us in the right direction and work together to get this done. We're not trying to be adversarial with everybody. We're trying to work with them to get the right things done. Yeah. We're trying to fight government overreach, but we're trying to work with them to get that overreach to stop. Exactly. All right.
Brian.
Yes.
Local point of interest. City Council tonight decided that they were not going to spend the projected $900,000 that they were looking at from the casino revenues. It was pointed out by a half dozen of the City Council members that they had numerous calls from their constituents who were unhappy about the City Council wanting to act like drunken sailors and spend every penny of the projected money coming from the... So it'll be put off and a new study will take place the 18th of next month. This is what happens locally if nobody raises Cain. And enough people did, they got to the councilman and said, "Hey, let's not be such a great big hurry to spend all this money." So Mr. Rediger got his horns pulled back a little bit.
And it's by building relationships with those guys that makes it easier to do. You've got their phone number and your cell phone, give them a call and say, "Hey, can you think about this a little bit?" One more quick note. I went to Lincoln Days this weekend. It was a great time. I highly recommend you go do it. I got to meet tons of new people and legislators and had a nice sit down with Holly Rader and talked to her for about a half hour about various things. That's, you know, a great way to build those relationships. But I wanted to point out one thing that one gentleman got up and said in a, I guess it was before the town hall that David Stokes spoke. He got up and pointed out that in Missouri, we collected $275 million in corporate income tax. Sounds like a pretty low number, but it's, I mean, I'd take that kind of money. Anyway, and then we gave away $403 million in tax credits. And I don't think this is exactly how the math works, but he said it wouldn't take much just to get rid of the corporate income tax altogether. And I know that sounds kind of crazy on its face, but we're paying the corporate income tax anyway. There is no magic corporate income tax paying fairy. You and I are paying every cent of tax that a corporation ever pays. So instead of all those tax lawyers and tax accountants and CPAs that are dealing with that, we could have them out working in the real world and ease up the way the corporations pay the taxes. But I'm going to look into that some more and see exactly how that math works, and I'll probably come back to you on that. All right? That's enough for me, Yakin. Jan, would you take over from there? Oh, if you haven't